I'm going to demonstrate ingress and egress of the Squadron 61 hangar. So follow me. Step 1. Unlock the doors. Always remember to roll the combo after you open the lock so nobody can see the combination. That's proper OPSEC procedure. After opening up the hangar and securing the lock, it's important to ensure that all the pins are in the up position to prevent the doors from dragging during the opening procedure. Unlocking the door is relatively easy. You pull up on the pin, but what's very important is, of course, to make sure that the pin is off the ground prior to beginning the opening procedure. Secondarily, this procedure is on the outside to ensure the door is in the open position, and opening the door from this position here is relatively simple once the pin has been released. The door will now swing open. Securing the door from this point is very simple. Once the door is open, there will be a latch that you'll need to secure in case of a wind gust to prevent the door from swinging open during the opening procedure. If you'll come around here with me, I'll show you how to lock it. On this side here, there's a pin that opens and slides into the eye bolt of the open door. Once that's secure, it's now safe to proceed with the opening procedure. Once the door has been secured, the next step is to ensure that all the pins are open on the side that you're beginning to open the doors with. So again, raising the pin up and making sure that it's completely off the ground is critical to prevent it from dragging during the opening procedure. If you'll follow me now, we'll go to the inside and open the next pin. Once the pins have been secured in the up position, the opening procedure is relatively simple. Pushing on the door until it is completely open from this part here. Once it's in the complete open position, we want to secure it with the pin at the top of the hangar, locking it into position to prevent it from swinging open during any wind gusts. After the pin has been secured on the inside, the last pin on the outside will secure the doors after opening. And that completes the procedure on the door opening for the hangar. Opening the second door is as easy as the first. It starts with the removal of the hanger pins at the bottom of the door. Again, ensuring that once it's unlocked, it is off the ground. The second pin is released in a similar way. Once inside the hangar, you just ensure that the pin is disconnected from the top and the bottom, and this door is now ready to open. Once the pins have been released, it's now a simple matter of opening the door and securing it before proceeding to the next step. As on the other side, both doors have to be secured prior to beginning the opening procedure. This is done with the clip and eye bolt attached to the hangar door. Once this has been secured, it is now safe to open the door. At this point, now it's a simple matter of pushing on the door to open it to its complete position. Once the door is in its open position, it's now just a matter of securing it with the pin by pushing on the handle and observing that the pin is in the lock position from the down part of the pin. After securing the inside of the door, you'll walk around to the outside and secure the last pin, which is here. Once that's in place, the door is secure against any wind gusts, protecting the aircraft and the crew members from any injuries. All right, now the last step of the last door is to open it by pulling down on the rope, swinging it to the open position, and securing the pin as before. At this point now, all 4 doors are open and we've secured all of them, now enabling it to be safe to move the aircraft forward. A final visual inspection is critical prior to moving the aircraft to ensure all doors are secured as you believe they have been during the opening process. Taking the chocks, moving them to the side will clear the wheels for forward movement. It's important at this stage before securing the tow bar that the prop be moved back into its original position in the prop up location. This will clear the opening underneath for the tow bar to be connected safely and securely. What's key at this point now is to stay on the yellow lines throughout the entire pull process. We're going to stop at the halfway mark where the aircraft is between the hangar floor and the tarmac to check the aircraft to make sure all of the areas of the wing and tail are clear of any obstacles before proceeding. At this point, I'm going to stop and now do a walk around the aircraft to ensure clear of all obstacles before proceeding. This is done at the demarcation where the wheel is about to touch the tarmac, and this is a good stopping point to do that check. At this point, I'm going to do a 360 around the aircraft, ensuring that all of the touch points around the aircraft are clear of any obstacles. Starting with the left wing here, I want to make sure that the clearance between the wing and the door are consistent throughout the pull process leaving the hangar. As I walk around now, I'm going to check the empennage and again look for clearance and angle, that the angle is straight as it pulls forward and not turn so that it could make an impact on the last few inches as I pull it out. Once I'm at the tail of the aircraft, I want to ensure that the clearance is good from both sides of the aircraft and that the angle that I'm pulling it is consistently moving it forward. A slight deviation could push the tail into the sides of the hangar, which could result in a hangar rash incident. When I walk behind the tail, I want to look for clearance above the roof, make sure the roof clearance of the tail is good, and check the same clearance on the other side so that I'm equal on both sides of the aircraft as I pull it forward. On this side of the aircraft, I'm looking for the same clearance that I had on the other side to make sure that I'm consistently the same distance, pulling it out, avoiding any kind of turns that would cause the aircraft to impact the side as I move it forward. I walk now to the other wing, and again, looking for consistency and clearance to make sure that the aircraft wing is clear of the side and not going to impact anything or scrape as I pull it forward. I'm now going to pull the aircraft out so that the main wheels touch the end of the yellow lines, ensuring that the aircraft is clear of any obstacles before turning it. While pulling the aircraft out, it's critical to make sure that you're on the lines. Very important to stay focused on the line, ensuring that the wheels are straight throughout the full process. A very slow walk is advised, so you can stop at any time and adjust if needed. And again, at this point, I'll stop, making sure the doors are clear. The wheels are now at the right point to ensure when I turn the aircraft, there's no way that it will be touching the hangar in any way whatsoever. At this point now, I'm going to secure the aircraft by chalking it and then close the doors to complete the process of aircraft removal from the hangar. Returning the aircraft is just as critical as taking it out, if not more so. Positioning is extremely important. We're now going to take the aircraft and move it in front of the hangar, nose away, and push it back to the guidelines and direct it into the hangar for storage. So at this point, once the tow bar has been secured, you'll pull it forward and direct it so that the tail is aimed at the hangar, nose away, and align it to the yellow lines. At this point, we're going to stop when the main wheels touch the deprecation mark between the tarmac and the hangar floor to ensure that the aircraft is in the right position, is aligned correctly, and has clearance on all sides. After walking around the aircraft and ensuring that it's clear and safe, I'm going to continue pushing it back until the main wheels come up against the wooden barrier to prevent it from moving back any further, making contact with the hangar surface at any point along the aircraft's tail or wings. Once the aircraft is in a secured position, the final step is to chalk it and secure it for closure inside of the hangar. Once the aircraft is secured into the hangar, and closing the door procedures start by turning the prop into the nose down position to give clearance for the top doors to clear the blades of the prop during closing procedures. In closing the doors, it's very important to close them in the right order, starting with the top left hangar door to secure it first before closing the right door. And we're going to start by closing the left door first to ensure that the door is closed completely. Again, a rule of thumb in opening and closing hangar doors is to never leave it halfway open or closed. So all the way open or all the way closed. And we'll start by closing the right door first all the way. It's very important when closing the doors to make sure that all of the pins are open first. We're starting with the outside pin of the door. And it's very important to make sure that the door is unlocked from the gust lock to ensure that it's opening as you close it. The last step before securing the hangar is to ensure that the lights are off, the aircraft is secured, and all of the components that have to go into the aircraft are properly put away. At this point, we're now going to close the door and secure it, completing the process of the aircraft ingress into the hangar. Again, there's a pin at the bottom here that is secure, and a second pin over here. And this is the final one, at which we have to sometimes apply a little pressure with the foot to ensure that it's locked properly. Finally is to lock the hangar and make sure the lock is unsecured, and you have completed the aircraft procedures for placing the aircraft into the hangar safely and securely.